Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. On today's Reckless Streams. Okay, no, I'm joking. But we are on Reckless Streams. Tag me in, Ed. Tag me. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Shout out to the brothers that were shouting me out in Ed's comments live stream. And shout out to Big Kev for sending me the Madison Brown um, think piece or video essay, which is about 25 minutes long. It is the first link in the description box. So the link is in the description box. Ed's review of it is the second link in the description box, right? Okay. So we are going to be respectful of this young lady. I do agree with Ed. I am not going to be insulting, but I do think that she is not, it's not about being out of her depth. It's not about her being too young to participate in the conversation. It is the tone, it is the framing, it is the energy, it is the rhetoric that I would argue that she's using, that she may be a bit too young to have that same angst, right? And we can tell. So that, in other words, you're using your older cousins and your mother's rhetoric, not your mother in particular, Miss Madison Brown, but your mother's generation of women's rhetoric. Let's be very clear. Number one, black men earn more than black women. Before we even get into anything else, black men earn more than black women. Black men have always earned more than black women, right? Shout out to Toya, shout out to Dr. Thunder. But the narrative, and this I think is perfectly emblematic of your entire think piece. You took this factually inaccurate trope that floats around in the black community. You used Tyler Perry saying it to stand on that. And then you forward a point that once again is factually inaccurate. Black men earn more than black women. Point blank. Right? That's number one. Number two, this is where we get into the very interesting conversation when it comes to interracial relationships, right? And Dr. Thunder, if you don't mind, give us the saying that you came up with. The was it intersectionality plus a deregulated dating market equals divester equals swirler, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's also address this, because this is when we get into interesting part of the conversation, particularly for black people, right? For black men listening to black women. Now, I would argue Madison Brown is probably more center left, right? But even if she wasn't, even if she was a centrist, even if she was more conservative, although conservative black folks oftentimes have a problem admitting that a white hegemony is a thing, but okay, fine. We listen to these people oftentimes speak about white hegemony, white power, European beauty standards, etc., etc. Up until it comes time to speak about interracial relationships. And then it gets very interesting that black men apparently have internalized European beauty standards, right? Black women haven't, and more importantly, non-black men haven't either. Wait, what? This is how you can tell yourself that the reason why black women's interracial marriage rate is so low is because they are too loyal to black men. In a white hegemonic society, the reason why, right? In a white hegemonic society, the reason why black women aren't marrying outside of the black race at 20%, at 15%, at 21, 22%, much like other races of women that are at 26%, marrying primarily white men. We're going to get to that in a minute, right? Or 25%, or 30%. No, 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 no. What black women like Madison Brown are telling us is that white hegemony is not a thing when it comes to interracial relationships and interracial marriage for black women, right? It's not that these men are either just not interested in black women, have their own colorism, featureism, texturism issues going on, are just straight up anti-black or racist. No, it's not that. It's that black women are too loyal to black men. That's the issue. Once again, yes, I mock black women when they say this because I want to exaggerate this point to prove the point. What black women are telling us is that Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth are approaching them every day, and they're turning those men down, and they're saying, no, 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 no. I have to go back home to my bum black man boyfriend or husband that doesn't have a job and that I'm holding down and that I'm doing for. You imagine? This is how Madison Brown can tie herself into a pretzel and say, well, I think the reason why these relationships work, it's not racial hypergamy. Nope, that's not why it works. It's because, black women and white men have this different perspective, and white men not having to deal with misogyny and not having to deal with racism, and then black women who have to deal with misogynoir and racism, and they're not challenging each other. In other words, they're not playing oppression Olympics with each other. Uh-oh. Huh? You mean black women know that they have the oppression Olympics gold medal when they're in relationships with white men, and white men don't have their power challenged in those interracial relationships? Uh-oh. We can't frame it like that, right? Because to frame it like that is to admit that black women, have their own interest in mind when they end up in, excuse me, black women have their own interests in mind when they end up in these interracial relationships. They're very self-interested. Nothing wrong with that. That's understandable. You're in a relationship. And they're ending up oftentimes with these white men because of racial hypergamy. But no, Miss Madison Brown, it has nothing to do with that, right? Huh. It's very interesting listening to women of color, black women specifically, and how we get back to the white relationship, the relationship with white men, right? Because it's the men that have internalized ideas of European and white dominance, right? It's the men of different groups, particularly black men. Not the women, though. Oh, no, 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 no. Absolutely not. Right? That's why Dr. Jennifer Lundquist, excuse me, and Dr. Jennifer Lundquist and Dr. Chantel Buggs speak about how for women of color, it's all about the white man. By the way, Miss Madison Brown, Dr. Jennifer Lundquist is a PhD sociologist. Oops. See, I'm not just pulling from Tyler Perry and from social media content creators that don't care about the facts and the history and the data and the research. I'm pulling from a PhD that has a PhD in demography and sociology and that wrote a book on this. Yikes. I'm pulling from census data and Pew Research, that say that black men earn more than black women. And blackdemographics.com. Uh-oh. All this black women hold the black community down. Black men earn more. Black men employ more people. Black men have higher credit scores. Black men have better savings account. Black men have more wealth. There's more black men that earn six figures. There's more black millionaires. Uh-oh. You know what, Z? That's too easy. Could have made a. I could have. See, it's too easy. There's a way to frame that whole black women hold the black community down, and there's a way to frame that. You ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna leave that one. All right. But once again, when you have bought into intersectionality, and it's at the foundation of all your arguments, you can't see how you may be the problem. You can't see how black women might be contributing to their position in this society. You can't see how black women and their rhetoric could be harmful to black men. You can't see how framing this borderline infomercial for non-black men to come save black women from black men, even though you gave your lame-ass disclaimer at the end, you can't see how this is actually reverse harmful to black women. Men and women don't move the same way. Miss Madison Brown, you could attempt to character assassinate black men all you want with this. The issue is that stop asking, and this is what Madison Brown and other black women, Gen Z, younger millennials are engaging in. Stop asking us why we're not in relationships, society. These black men ain't ish. And we should actually end up with your white sons and your Latino sons and your Asian sons. But the part that y'all won't ever admit is that those Latinas, those Latino moms, those Asian moms, those white moms told their son they come home with you with a wedding ring, they not getting that classic Mustang. They're not getting that house. They're not getting their inheritance. That's the part you won't own, Miss Madison. It is not black women's loyalty to black men. As evidenced by your own comment section, Miss Madison Brown. Your own comment section has several comments from black women who say they done dated them all. Hey, Ebony K. Williams, who said they done dated them all. And they running into issues because, quote unquote, men are men are men. Wait a minute. Why did you have to get your heart broken or get ran through, get shredded by a white dude to realize that? Why did you have to get shredded by a Latino dude to realize that? Wait a minute. Because you didn't believe black men when we told you. Your best bet is black men. Uh-oh. Now, of course, ideas of how low black women's divorce rate, particularly with white men, is. Well, women file for the majority of divorces, don't they? What's the number one or number two reason for divorce in America? Is it not finances? Do we not live in a white hegemonic society? I think that answers why. We're supposed to believe that black women, the black women that do secure them, the interracial marriage, not sex, not situationship you call a relationship. Black women that secure the interracial relationship with the solid middle class white dude, upper middle class white dude, God forbid, rich white dude, they're gonna divorce that man on this planet in this era. They're gonna divorce that man in America. Oh, I forgot. White hegemony doesn't exist once black women start speaking about interracial relationships with non-black men, primarily, specifically white men. White hegemony doesn't exist anymore, right? Colorism, futurism, texturism, racism from non-black men doesn't exist anymore. Isn't that right, Miss Madison Brown? Huh? You know, it's interesting watching women like Miss. By the way, Miss Madison Brown, you're engaging in a long line of what your mothers and grandmothers did, but unfortunately, them white women still over here though. We could still pipe the white women. You could you know it's interesting because Miss Madison Brown is. I'm not attempting to insult her for her age. I'm not attempting to infantilize her. I don't know if she's a really good student of history though. Miss Madison Brown, Oprah them tried to engage in this. It failed, right? Tyra Banks and them tried to engage in this. It failed. Dear Miss Madison Brown, black women boomers and black women Gen Xers and the oldest black millennial women all engaged in what you're doing right now, and it failed because the white girls and the Latinas now want black men. They still over here anyway. The character assassination fails. It fails every generation. Y'all still trying though, right? The same Latina or white girl that's watching your videos and clapping it up for you and saying, "Oh, that's how black men treat you," and they turn around and go right back to their black boyfriend. They turn their phone off and they go right back to the Gok Gok 3000. Miss Madison Brown, I think it's perfectly emblematic of your entire think piece that you continue to try to drive home the point that black women earn more than black men or that black women hold down the black community. Because in let's fill in the blanks because these wayward, shiftless, loser, unappreciative, sexist, colorist, misogynistic, loser, bum black men who could barely chew and stand up at the same time are so inept that they're dragging the black community backwards. And da 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 da, super black woman is carrying the black community on her back and she's tired of it. So now super black woman is only going to look out for other black women. Nope, nope, nope. Remember, Z, we live in the era of hyper individuality. Herself and her own self-interest. What's different in that and what black women have been engaging in for the past 60 years? I don't know. But right, Miss Madison Brown, the issue is, and the reason why what you were presenting here is so convoluted, is because at the foundation of everything you're saying is the concept of intersectionality, where black plus woman is automatically on the bottom, and you can't see in other black women and other black men that subscribe to the same notion, can't see how black women could be harmful to not only themselves but to black men, right? The reason why what you're saying sounds so convoluted is because y'all don't actually want to engage with what black women's self-interest in a white hegemonic state actually looks like. Ooh, Z. Ooh, ooh. Ouch. Ouch. What does hyper individuality as a black woman living in a white hegemonic state, what does that look like? Does it look like what you're saying here, ma'am? Does it look like Crystal and Kerosene in your comment section? Does it look like the other black women and other women of color in your comment section? Nice little disclaimer at the end about how you're the prize. And please, please don't put white men on this pedestal. That sounds nice. Too late. Ma'am, you made a 25-minute long think piece, hit piece on black men. And then you spent a couple minutes telling black women not to put white men on a pedestal or any man on a pedestal. And you think that hit because why? You did a 25-minute long hit piece on black men. And the Latinas and the white women and the Asian women who are gonna still date black men are still gonna date black men. The ones that are attracted to black men literally watched your think piece, turned off their phone, turned off their iPad, and went right back to liking a chisel chin Tyrone's picture on Instagram. That's how that went. You don't put out a 25-minute long think piece, hit piece against black men and then spend what, a 2-3 minutes of disclaimer. I'm not saying don't put the white man on a pedestal. Too late. It's called racial hypergamy. Maybe you should look it up. And as I said before, you know, once again, racism and colorism and featureism and texturism and all these isms, right, apparently are just reserved for black men because white men and Latino men and Asian men, they don't practice it within their communities. And they definitely don't practice it against black women, from my understanding, from what Miss Madison Brown, from what I'm gathering from what Miss Madison Brown is presenting to us, and what Crystalline Carrison has presented to us, and what Chrissy has presented to us, and a number of black women all across social media have presented to us, is white men and Latino men, and Asian men, particularly South Asian men, but in Asian men, they're not colorist. Huh. You know, it's very interesting. You showed that very dark skinned black woman that you said got ran off of TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because she was saying how white men love her 4C curls and black men bullied her off of the social media, you know. And it's interesting because she has she doesn't have gray eyes, but she has much of the same skin tone and much of the same facial features as a Marilyn Negra, who told us she's not really seen as beautiful in the Latino community. You know, the same Latino community that black women such as yourself will tell us are way more accepting of black women and their features. Uh-oh. It's real interesting watching black women engage in ego protection. Instead of saying, God damn, the best we got is black men, they do this weirdo, our issue is that we're too loyal to black men. Okay, fine. Where are all the white husbands then? Uh-oh. Where are the Latino husbands then? Yikes. What I'm saying is, where are all the non-black men try to kick down black women's door and ask for not just to have sex with black women, but for black women's hand in marriage? And black women are turning them down left and right and saying, no, 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 I'm too loyal to broke loser black men. No, 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 Julio. I see that you make $150,000 a year. I see that $750,000 home in a gated community. I see that in an HOA. I see that, right? I see that 7 Series BMW. I see it, but no, no, no. I'm too loyal to my black boyfriend that doesn't have a job and that drives my car and brings it back with no gas in it. I'm too loyal to him. Huh? The way we engage with the interracial relationship conversation in the black community, particularly how black women engage in it, is so disingenuous. Their ego cannot let them admit that they really don't have nowhere else to go. Yeah, Mr. Z said it. This is why black women are the most same-sex loving group of people in America, because y'all don't got nowhere else to go, Miss Madison Brown. And that's not black men's fault. That's the same white, Latino, and Asian men that y'all worshiping over there. They're not picking it all up. When y'all go over there with your thumbs out trying to hitchhike outside of the black community, the white guys and the Latino guys and the Asian guys are flying right past y'all. The most y'all get is somebody will stop by and be like, you trying to do some strange for some change? That's not black men's fault. Dear black women, it is not black men's fault. Now y'all coming up with all type of weirdo. Well, the reason why the white men are not trying to date us is because how bad black men treat us and how bad black men speak about us. You mean to tell me that the reason white men going back a few centuries now aren't putting rings on black women's fingers is because of black men and negative things that black men say and do to black women? So Loving versus Virginia, the case that overturned the anti-miscegenation laws that got passed in 1967, right? Which was a black woman with a white man. You're trying to tell me since then, the reason why white men aren't marrying black women at an alarming rate is because of black men? And black men's a character assassination of black women? It's not because white men are too racist or too anti-black, or they can still have sex with black women for the most part whenever they want. They know they don't have to marry them. Uh-oh. They know that black women are desperate to be in a situationship with the white man and try to baby trap him or get him across the aisle so they have fun with them, dangling the carrot of a wedding ring. It's not that. That's not the reason why white men are not marrying black women. That's not the reason why Latino men are not marrying black women. That's not the reason why Asian men aren't marrying black women. It's not their own colorism and featureism and racism and texturism and all the other isms. Absolutely not. It's because black women are too loyal to black men, don't you know? Over 50 years since Loving versus Virginia. And black women are telling us the issue that they have is that they're too loyal to black men. The same people who will speak about how the store in the middle of the hood, right? So the gas station in the middle of the hood with the South Asian family where the husband is an a-hole to black people, black girls, black women. The wife is standoffish. They're telling us that the son of those two people is interested in black women. They're telling us the East Asian family, right, that owns the hair salon or the nail salon in the hood, where this East Asian man is known to say racist stuff about black people, black women, behind their backs in Cantonese, in Mandarin, in Japanese, in Korean, etc., etc. They're telling me, they're telling you, they're telling everyone in this nation that that same East Asian family then turns around is perfectly okay, right, with their son coming home with a black woman. That's what they're telling us, right? That's what they're telling us, right? Huh. So the anti-blackness only exists in the black community for black men concerning black women. Black women don't practice anti-blackness to black men. Absolutely not. But once again, when you believe in intersectionality, you believe in this weird power dynamic where black women cannot harm black men. Black women can't engage in character assassination. Oops, Miss Madison Brown. Right? Black women can't engage in that. Absolutely not, right? Because black women are never punching down on black men. That's not what intersectionality tells us. Intersectionality tells us that black women are on the bottom of all of the hierarchies, right? They're on the bottom of all of the hierarchies of oppression. So if they insult black men, they're punching up. If they belittle black men, they're punching up. If they try to character assassinate black men, they're punching up. If they're using black men and insulting black men as a springboard to try to achieve some type of interracial relationship in love with non-black men, they're using a tool, black men, that's in a better position than them, in a better socio-political position than them, right? Can't say better socio-economic because then we would have to admit that black men have more money than black women. Can't do that, can we? Right? And Big Kev says, and thank you for the super chat, it's hilarious watching them casually lie on black men, but they have to do that way. And that's because white society allows them to. That's because white society allows them to, and actually white women encourage them to. Right? White society encourages black women to engage in what they're doing right now. Now, does that change whether the white woman that's into black men is going to be into black men? Absolutely not. Does that change her gay brother that's into black men? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Huh? So Miss Madison, puts out this think piece and she uses different social media clips and Tyler Perry and et cetera, all of these tropes. And I agree with Ed. She is way too young to be engaging with these type of tropes the way she is. And we just don't live in that world anymore. This is not the 70s or 80s or even 90s. We are in 2024, and black women are saying that the issue they have is that they're too loyal. Absolutely not. We have a record number of black people attending PWIs, predominantly white institution. We have a number of upper middle class and middle class black women, or black girls, better yet, that attend high schools and middle schools that are diverse and have Latinos and white folks, et cetera, Asians. The reason why black women have a low ass marriage rate when it comes to these people is because they're not engaging with y'all. That's why we have a number of videos of black little girls, middle school, high school age, crying in their parents' cars, talking about how the guys aren't paying them attention. So let's say it's the black guys. You think the black girls are going to be, oh, I'm crying because the black boys aren't paying me attention, but the white guys are, but I don't want to end up with one of them. No, it's because the white boys ain't neither. And that's if we grant them that the black guys are not paying attention. Big Kev, they casually lie on black men because they don't know what else to do. They don't have much tools in that tool belt. Miss Madison Brown sat there, created this think piece, edited it. She edited a think piece about black women and this swirl thing and attempted to give non-black people all different reasons why black women are trying to engage with this swirl thing. And she came out her mouth and essentially said, and then had it backed up by Tyler Perry, that black women earn more than black men. That black women hold down the black community. Yeah, hold down in a whole different context. Right? Hold down in a whole different context, not the way y'all mean it. Yes, black women are more institutionally educated than black men. And every other woman in America is more institutionally educated than their male counterparts. What is your point, Miss Madison? Miss Madison, every other woman demographic is more institutionally educated than their men. That's what happened when you feminized the education space. Colleges and universities. Of course. But fine, cool. And the men of these different demographics earn more than their female counterparts. That includes the black community, that includes black men. Black men earn more than black women. And it's good that you push this idea that black women earn more than black men, because that shows how much y'all either don't do your research or you don't care about the actual truth and facts. It's a narrative you're trying to push here. The narrative, once again, is bum loser black men who black women prop up, who exist not just by consequence of birth, no, who can breathe and eat because black women are slaving themselves. Black men who can breathe and eat because black women are slaving themselves still do not appreciate these black women who are slaving themselves for black men. That is the framing. That is what Miss Madison Brown engaged in the entire 25 minutes. That's what it was. Just tied herself into a pretzel just to essentially say that the reason why black women are considering swirling, if they're not already, right? Or if they're not attempting to already, it's because loser black men who black women do everything for and sacrifice everything for do not appreciate these same women that black women sacrifice and do everything for. Right? That's what Miss Madison Brown essentially said here. The swirlification of black women. No, it's just black women trying to practice racial hypergamy just like other women of color around the country. That's all. But black women's intersectional lens that they view the entire world through can't let them just admit, look, I'm just trying to practice racial hypergamy like the Asian women do, like the Latina women do, like the indigenous women do. And all of y'all end up tucked under the white man's scrotum. The dating divide, Miss Madison Brown. Y'all notice women ain't engaging with that book? Exposes too much. You notice it's men. Even when you type in the dating divide, you will see even white men, even non-American white men, all talking about this. Women refuse because it's exposing us. That's self-interest, right? And by the way, I'm not saying that women shouldn't be self-interested, but women frame themselves, particularly black women, as if they're insanely selfless. No, you know what? And especially for black women, when it's proven that you're insanely self-interested, or you're just, simply self-interested, and you fail at a pursuit, right? That just gives society even more reason not to feel any sympathy or empathy for you. And that is why black women have to frame this as if we're trying really hard with black men. Don't y'all see? Don't y'all look, society, look all the things we're doing for black men. We're trying so hard with these inept loser, excuse me, inept loser bum black men. These shiftless loser black men. Right? These pathetic loser black, don't you see? Look at all that we're doing. But it's not enough, so we must date out. We're not dating out because of our own self-interest. We're not dating out because we see men as walking wallets and overglorified guard dogs. That's not why we're dating out. We're not dating out primarily seeking to be in relationship with white men because we're practicing our own form of racial hypergamy? No, no, no. It has nothing to do with that. We're dating out because these loser black men just can't step up to the plate. Don't you see black women are more educated than them? You mean like other women in other communities? Well, don't you see black women earn more than black men? That's factually inaccurate, ma'am. Well, black women hold the black community down. Black women have a wealth of $5, ma'am. Uh-oh. Huh? Miss Madison Brown, nice try. But ma'am, young lady, to be frank with you, a lot of this is factually inaccurate. A lot of this is historically inaccurate. I mean, it is absolutely fascinating that the landmark decision that does away with anti-miscegenation laws, right, is with a white man and a black woman, and then black women have the unmitigated gall to speak about loyalty to black men. Number one. Number two, black women think black men don't know, and Ed is 100% right about this. Y'all have heard Mr. Z say this. Black women think black men don't know y'all sleeping with y'all white coworker. Black women think black men don't know that y'all giving y'all Latino coworker head in the car on lunch break. Black women think black men don't know about these little groups where Asian men and black women who are never going to marry do their little sexy fun thing. Like, what y'all think? Y'all think black men don't know about these little social media groups? Right? You think we don't know? Loyalty, no. Miss Madison Brown, call a thing a thing. Asian men, Latino men, white men, indigenous men just refuse to put a ring on it. Beyonce might as well have been singing that song to non-black men. Oops. Ma'am, Kelly Rowland used to date out. Kerry Washington used to date out. Uh-oh. Stop talking about your loyalty to black men when it really is that the white man just refuses to put a ring on it. The Latino man just refuses to put a ring on it. The Asian man, that's not a conversation. Let's stop. Dr. Thunder said, at least 30 more years if it was a black man and white woman. You better believe it. That thing would have gotten passed until the 1990s. Right? That's a good question. I'm Wolf, and I'm Wolf says, and thank you for the super chat. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Big Kev. And I'm Wolf says, how do they quantify their loyalty? That question. But it can't be. What they will say is, well, we get married to black men at this amount of rate, but that's when. And what does your loyalty mean with that high ass divorce rate? Oops. And how short lived that marriage is. Oops. And the fact that black women file for divorce at 80%. Yikes. What does your loyalty mean exactly? What does loyalty wait, pause. What does a woman loyalty mean when the number one or number two reason for divorce is not infidelity, it's money and finance related? What does a woman's loyalty mean if she's gonna leave you because the money run low? Or the money never came the way she wanted it to? What does your loyalty mean? Miss Madison Brown, what does black women's loyalty mean if black women are divorcing black men that they marry at some 80%, 70, 75%? What does the loyalty mean if the marriage can't even make it past the decade mark? Huh? What does black women's loyalty mean when black women are demanding that black men be white men without the patriarchy, have the power, wealth, status of upper middle class white men, because y'all really don't want to actually want to live the average white woman's life? That's in relationship with the average white man. Let's be very clear. What does it mean when black women continue to badger black men with this talk of loyalty when black women, only some 60 years out of Jim Crow, demand that black men turn themselves into upper middle class and rich white men? What does the loyalty mean? What loyalty? That's a really good question, I'm Wolf. What loyalty? Loyalty. Huh. Loyal to yourself. Ooh, wait a minute. Didn't you say something like that at the end of your think piece? Uh-oh. And how does that loyal to yourself look right now with decades of hyper-individuality being pushed and forwarded in America? Uh-oh. Low-ass marriage rate, check. Low-ass birth rate, check. High-ass divorce rate, check. Uh-oh. Be loyal to yourself. Women have been already engaging in that, ma'am. Right? Uh-oh. These people are not students of history. Look, Century of Self came out how long ago? How long ago did Adam Curtis put that out? For us to have Gen Z and young millennial black women saying, you're the prize and be loyal to your self. Yawn. Women have been engaging in that, ma'am. Women have been engaging in that to the point where even Michelle Obama is telling y'all, whoa, 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 y'all breaking up these relationships way too fast. The former first lady, a black woman, is telling y'all, whoa, 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 y'all gotta be a little bit. Shout out to FD Signifier. Y'all gotta be a little bit more resilient than that. Y'all breaking these relationships up way too. Whoa, whoa, huh? Loyal to yourself. Women are already loyal to themselves. That's why they got that high ass debt ratio. That's why that credit score is crap. That's why all the consumer debt comes in. Loyal to yourself. Ma'am, black women have a wealth of $5 because black women are so loyal to themselves that their ego won't let them adhere to a black man's rules and have something and not be in debt to their eyeballs and potentially not be in poverty. Uh-oh. And at least have another income coming into the home. Yikes. And have someone in the home raising the children with them, preferably the child's father. Black women have been so loyal to themselves that they find themselves in the position that you're speaking of right now, where they're lying to themselves and to the world and to black men about them being loyal to black men. And that the issue that they're having is they're so loyal to black men that they forego their own self-interest. Yikes. See how that just comes all the way back around? You see that? Huh? So black women who are exceedingly self-interested, they're turning around and telling the world, no, that's not the issue. The issue is that we are too invested in this quote unquote black love thing that we're too loyal to black men. And we forego what would be best for us individually to the point where it actually hurts us in a society that's been pushing hyper individuality for decades as a way to crush collective movements. So in other words, black women are telling us they're not American, they're not even human. propaganda works on everyone else, but not black women. That's what black women are telling us. So everyone else in America is exceedingly self-interested, except for black women. That's what black women are telling us, right? That's what they're saying. Everyone else is exceedingly interested, but not me, not me, not a black woman, not me. I need to be more self-interested. Everyone has been being pushed hyper-individuality, once again, as a way to crush collective movements. Can't have a collective movement if everyone's being a hyper-individual, everyone's being a self-interested, selfish a-hole. But black women said, yeah, see, we didn't get the message. Yeah, that's it. Black women are saying they consume more media, mainstream media, than anyone else. That's a fact. They consume more social media than anyone else. That's a fact. And yet they're not exceedingly self-interested. Once again, they're not even, not only are they not American, they're not even human. Propaganda doesn't work on them. The white man's peen reigning supreme doesn't work on them. They just tripped and fell onto the peen, the white one. Huh? Black women's loyalty. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? That's the thing. Black women's loyalty. And a split Jim says, and thank you for the super chat. And once again, thank you for the super chat, I'm Wolf. And a split Jim says, seems necessary to disavow the last 50 years. Man. I think it's fascinating that Crystal and Karazin was in the comments. Right? I think it's fascinating that you have a number of black women, right? There's several black women in the comments, low-key giving their testimony about getting ripped to shreds by a white man, ripped to shreds by a Latino man. There's a couple of them in the comments warning black women, and don't put white men on a pedestal. Yeah, because you did that, huh? Y'all gonna start telling the truth? How 2 years ago you got ripped to shreds by a white coworker that you thought it was gonna turn into something, and it didn't. The only something that was happening was that little something y'all was doing on lunch break. Huh? There's a couple of the comments in the comment section for Miss Madison Brown's video, and yeah. You imagine that. You talk all of that crap about black men. That for many Gen Z and youngest of millennials, you didn't even go through no real heartbreak with black men. Your real issue is that you were the it girl at your high school. Right? Your real issue is that you were the it girl at your high school, at your diverse ass high school, or the high school you went to in the hood where there was a cute light skinned chick and she was the it girl. And now you're 28 years old and you still holding on to that resentment. 27 years old and you still holding on to that resentment. 30 years old and you're still holding on to that resentment. Many of these women ain't go through no real goddamn heartbreak. These young women, 23, 24 years old, they just still mad about who didn't find them attractive when they were 16 and 17. Number one. Number two, it must really grind your gears that you have spent a couple of years watching Chrissy and Paris Milan and Real Talk with Yanni, right? And Lexus Exodus and Shira 7 and right? And you said F these black men. And you said that when you were 15 years old, 16, 17 years old. And ain't nobody hurt you more than that white boyfriend that you used to date when you were 22. Huh? Is that why you're putting the comments you're putting down in Miss Madison Brown's comment section? Because you used to listen to Chrissy and Crystal and Karazin, and you was in a little situation with a white dude for 2 years, right? And he shredded your ass. And now, right, Ole, Z, ooh. Y'all ain't know, huh? I forgot to say that because talked about, and she let it slip a couple of times now, the white dude she used to date when she was in law school. Uh-oh. She said, Ole's, by the way, Miss Madison Brown, Ole is a black woman attorney out of New York, right? Left leaning. And she said, all these black women who keep on speaking about these white men like this, essentially paraphrasing, nobody gonna shred you more than a white dude. Uh-oh. And some of you black women have that experience. Alexa, play the testify clip that Obsidian be playing on his channel, please. Huh? Y'all really want to have this conversations, black women? I said conversations. Y'all really want to have this conversation, black women? About the fact that it's not really your loyalty. It's non-black men's anti-blackness. Black women, do you really want to? I said it to y'all before. If I could find the clip, I will play it. Gus T. Renegade. It sounded like an older black woman, maybe a middle-aged black woman. He had a panel full of black women on there. And the middle-aged black woman or older black woman straight up said, black women are out here doing, just like Ed said, doing their thing at these firms, at these different offices with their white co-workers. And black women don't know. Black men don't know. Once again, black women are out here with their white co-workers. And black men don't know. Dear ma'am, whoever you are, wherever you are. Yes, we do know. Black women think we don't know. They think we actually buy that loyalty talk. I want to say this again. A lack of options is not loyalty. Miss Madison Brown. White men's racism, anti-blackness, Latino men's racism, anti-blackness, Asian men's racism, anti-blackness, indigenous men's racism, anti-blackness, Arab men's racism, anti-blackness is not your loyalty. It's not the same thing. Your lack of options does not mean you're loyal to black men. The most you can say is that you're as loyal as your options. Maybe that's what y'all mean when y'all say loyalty. Right? Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, split Jim. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you, Ishmael. Ishmael says, exactly, we do know. And they swear we don't know. They swear we don't know. And I'm glad. The beauty of social media is all these black girls and women that are loud as hell. You know how many y'all? You know, y'all PR team, dear black women, y'all need a new PR manager. I'm gonna say this to you right now. The majority of black men, I'm saying this as a black man who's around other black men. The majority of black men are not gonna follow after no white man or Latino man, bro. Especially after you done talk reckless about black men. So y'all are torching even your fall black plan. All this talk about how horrible black men are. All y'all that did the little slave master challenge on TikTok and on YouTube. We know most of y'all ain't gonna end up with those white. We know them. In 5 years, y'all ain't gonna be with the white dude y'all just did that with. Shit, in 3 years, in 2 years. And you think a black man's gonna follow behind that? Have fun. And Toya says, and I think this is hysterical. As chief goalpost coordinator, we don't subscribe to established definitions anymore. Hysterical, right? Now goalpost is moving, right? I'm glad, we spoke about Dusty and Ed and Obsidian have been pushing this, and shout out to BGS for the Dusty dance. Um, but now we know more and more that when they say Dusty, they just mean any black man they disagree with. It's not about your economic situation. Um, it's just that they disagree with you. And so, yeah, Toya, you're right. That goalpost had moved because and that's why y'all never heard me really subscribe to this money thing. It wasn't about the money. Is the money a factor? Yes. Is it the factor? No. The Dusty thing, the um black men holding black women down, black women trying to elevate into white womanhood. All of these are just reasons in their mind, excuses that black women use to beat up on black men for the express pleasure of themselves and non-black folks. Unfortunately, for the black women that engage in this, Miss Madison Brown, the vast majority of black women that are in your comments are still not going to end up with the white dude. Let me say this even better. The black women that are in situationships with white men that's in your comments right now still ain't going to end up with the white dude. I said it before, let me say it again. There's a reason why black women are the most same-sex loving group of people in America. Because when you give black men the middle finger, you have destroyed the best chance you have at marriage, period. The best chance you have at economic uplift, period. When you give black men the middle finger. Let's say black women's interracial marriage rate is that 12% y'all talking about. Fine. You just destroyed an 88% chance at marriage. Right? If you were to get married, 88% chance that it would be a black man. If it was a man. So what does that leave you with? A 12% chance at non-black love? And that is why so many black women are in not interracial relationships, same-sex loving relationships, number one. And number two, not only are black women engaging in same-sex relationships, what I think it was a good chunk, was it 1/3 of them, if not more, are actually bisexual. The reason, okay, put it this way, the reason why the same-sex loving rate is growing amongst black women is mainly because of their bisexual rate. In other words, I can't get the man I want, so I might as well date women. That's what that is. And Miss Madison Brown is talking about loyalty. Stop it. Stop it. Black women are the most same-sex loving group of people. And even FD, see, FD know. Shout out to FD Signifier. He know. That's why he said what he said. If they're going to date their homegirl, if they're going to do the whole Roy's toy thing, yeah, you know, FD, you know. Miss Madison Brown, maybe you don't know. But I want to be very clear. Anyone with half a brain, Miss Madison, knows exactly what black women are on. Y'all got Andrew Yang, Asian dude. Let me say that again. Asian man who let it slip black women in these relationships. Who else? Dr. Richard Reeves, white man from Britain. right? And Dr. Thunder says, no, they're calling black women with white man hashtag black love. Yawn. They could say that. It is what it is. Right? If that is what black love is, then it tells us everything we need to know, right? Black women said, I will be the arbiters of what black is, and we will jettison you out, black men. You're dismissed. Right? But then, ladies, you then can't complain about black men in interracial relationships. You also can't complain about SYSBM. And you can't complain about passport bros. And you can't complain about gay brothers. If you said you will be the arbiter of what is black and what is not, and it will be on a sliding scale of black men's behavior, really black men kissing your ass, black women's ass. And if black men do not bow and kiss the ring and bend the knee, then they will no longer be considered black. Well, fine. Then eat all the consequences of the men saying, yeah, I'm not going to prove myself to you. I'm going to just go over here and do this thing over here, whatever this thing is. Once again, whether it's SYSBM, whether it's passport bros, whether it's same-sex loving relationships, whether it's single with a PlayStation or Xbox controller and some Jergens lotion, shout out to Dr. Thunder, right? Huh, right? And Big Kev says, and thank you for the super chat, and the highest divorce rate is with NBA players. Oh, wait, the rich tall dudes, the literal Tyrones, and I'm not saying that for behavior, I'm saying the literal chisel chin, 6'4", 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 foot tall. You mean the lowercase g gods on earth? They have the highest divorce rate? Well, will you look at that? Huh. And Dr. Thunder says they're not logic based, it's selfish based. We can see that with how Miss Madison Brown is over here speaking about black women being loyal to themselves as if they haven't been doing that for decades, and the results are in, and they say, da, 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 da. Womp womp womp. So Ed was right. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 to this, honestly. Um, I've watched a couple of Miss Madison Brown's videos in the past. This one got past me. It's only a few days old. Um, Ed beat me to it. I'm glad he did his review on it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Um, but Miss Madison Brown, I agree with Ed, is too young to really have this type of take. Number one. Number two, the idea that black women are holding down, which in the black community really means propping up, and holding up, but holding down black men when black men literally earn more, literally have more with a lower population, less black men in America, yet black men have more black people that are earning six figures. Black men have more people that are employers. Black men have higher credit scores. Black men, well, as employers, more likely to be entrepreneurs. And yet, the narrative is what Miss Madison Brown is pushing. to the point where even Tyler Perry is saying this type of thing. Notice who doesn't though. Kim Foster don't say nothing about that. Huh? She know better. She'll talk all that other stuff, class and education and da. Yeah, but who earned more? That class talk sound nice. Nobody care about your goddamn BMW 5 series. Excuse me, not 5. Y'all don't got 5 series. Nobody cares about your goddamn BMW 3 series or your CLA, your Mercedes-Benz CLA or C class. Oh, I forgot. There's SUVs now. Your X1, your X3. Let's be clear. Most of y'all don't got no goddamn X5, but okay, fine. Your X5, your GLC, your GLE, your GLB. Most of y'all don't got no goddamn Audi SQ8, right? So let's call it a thing. Your Q3. No one cares, Miss Foster. And that F-150 costs more anyway. Goddamn, Z. depending on the options, that F-150 costs more anyway. Definitely that F-250. You better stop playing. I ain't gonna mention F-350s. Y'all will be surprised. $90,000, right? So Miss Madison, I agree with Ed. She's the tropes that she's engaging with, and this loyalty talk, and black women holding black men down, and right? I don't know. Miss Madison Brown, it sound nice, right? Nice little hit piece on black men. I gotta give you that, right? Once again, we're speaking about the politics of desirability, right? The swirlification of black women. No, Miss Madison Brown. Black women been swirling. They just can't get the wedding ring. Black women have been swirling. They just can't land the wedding ring. Black women are out here having sex with everyone. Themselves. What I mean by that, other black women. White dudes. Latinos. One or two Asians. An indigenous guy here and there. Black women are having sex with everyone. Y'all can't secure the ring. Much of that is your attitude, demeanor, weight. And a lot of that, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, is just sheer anti-blackness. The racial, y'all cannot, listen, let's just get right to it. Serious moment here. Y'all not going to be able to flip the racial pyramid scheme over by having a bunch of mixed babies. It's just not going to work. I'm sorry, Miss Madison Brown. And yes, the men care. Y'all might not be racially loyal, but those men are. Uh-oh. And just because they're shoving well, they're not black, so 5-inch members in you doesn't mean that they want to marry you. That doesn't mean they want to have mixed children with you. And that doesn't mean that they're going to help you to elevate into the position of white women. It's that simple. Yes, Miss Madison Brown. White men are not going to marry black women in any significant number and have black women challenge the white European beauty standard. You know who you got to get with to do that? Uh-oh. Let me introduce you to this person over here. It's called black men. Oh, wait, I forgot. Y'all exceedingly self-interested. So, yeah. There's a number of black women in Hollywood that are married to white men. How is that helping black women? Oops. There's been a campaign for a few years of black women in interracial relationships with mainly white men, and how is that helping black women? Yikes. Huh? Miss Madison Brown, it's not black women's loyalty. It is white men's anti-blackness, white men specifically. Because let's be very clear, y'all might think the Latino guy is a little attractive, and you might find the Asian guy a little attractive, especially with the rise of K-pop, right? And the indigenous guy may be a little attractive, but this is about the white dude. This is about the white guy, the white man, the white male. And white men in significant number, they're just not going to wife up black women. They're just not. They're not going to help black women elevate into challenging the white European beauty standard. They're not. Being in relationship with a white man does not save you from other white people's aggression. Go ask Harris Faulkner. White dude was sniping at her on camera, and she's married to a white man. Nobody care. Go ask John McCain's son. Go ask his wife, the black wife. They were flaming him for being married to her. Being with a white dude don't save you from other white people's aggression. Everybody want to talk about the one or two brothers that might make a comment when they see a black woman with a white man, and she feels uncomfortable. Y'all ain't saying nothing about what them white folks be on. Cowards, right? And Big Kev, once again, thank you for the super chat, right? And Go Professor says, and thank you for the super chat. He says, "What's what's happening, family? Peace, 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 peace to everyone. Indeed, Allah is all in all. The God, gold peace." Right? Spain Man, this is 100% right. Spain Man says, white men is the final boss to validation. For women of color, absolutely. Absolutely. But our society, and this is why I'm really pushing racial hypergamy, especially this year, right? Um, because our society has given women, particularly women of color, this very convenient way of like explaining a lot of this stuff, right? This very convenient intersectional um way of explaining racial hypergamy, particularly for black women, when really it's just raw self-interest. It's a neoliberal lens that you use to assess men, and when you put on the neoliberal lens, you will say, "Oh, wait a minute, white men," right? As Dr. Thunder says, deregulated dating market plus what is it? Deregulated dating market plus yeah, deregulated dating market plus hypergamy equals divester equals swirler, and that's just a woman of color thing, as evidenced by Dr. Jennifer Lundquist and Dr. Chantel Buggs and the book The Dating Divide, which exposed women of color on online dating apps and who they reply to the first, right? Of course, right? Absolutely, of course. Oh, here go. I said it wrong. I said it wrong. And Dr. Thunder says multiculturalism plus deregulated dating market equals divestment. Thank you. Right? Huh. Oh, given hypergamy. Okay, okay. Multiculturalism plus. I need to really memorize this because I refer to it all the time. Right? Multiculturalism plus deregulated dating market equals divestment. That's what it is, Miss Madison Brown. That's what you were advocating for, Miss Madison Brown. That's what a lot of the women in your comment section were really speaking about, Miss Madison Brown. That's what it really is, Miss Madison Brown. Right? Spare us all your talk. That's what it really is. Right? And okay, let's see. And Dr. Thunder says, on a related note, my show this morning, Ebony.Williams at Ebony.Williams, excuse me, and excuse me again, and the Legion of Gloom commiserate commiserate about a black woman's worth. So I saw the thumbnail for this at Madame Noir and the YouTube link. Yeah, we're gonna leave this up for a little second, for a little second, so y'all could get that title. Yeah. So I wanted to cover this. Shout out to Ed. Shout out to Big Kev and the brothers. That I think Allspeds is the one who shouted me out and Ed's live comments. But yeah, absolutely. And Miss Madison Brown is just way too young. She's just, I'm not going to infantilize her and devalue her opinion because she's a bit younger than me. But let's be very clear, Miss Madison Brown. This is just black women's way of engaging with racial hypergamy. That's all it is. You could attempt to tie yourself into pretzels. Because what you're really saying, and let's be very clear, this is how women engage with racism and anti-blackness, black women. What you're saying is that on a white hegemonic planet, in a white hegemonic country, you're agreeing with white folks that there's something wrong and defective about black men. Now you could, because you might be center left, you could couch it as black men have bought into European beauty standards, or black men have been so beat up by white society they're just giving in, and now they're inept and they're incapable. You can try to frame it however you want, but you're agreeing with white society that there's something wrong with black men, and that something wrong just so happens to push you into the arms of non-black men, primarily white men. Now you could try to frame that however you want, but you are agreeing with the dominant society that there's something wrong with black men, to the point where black women should quote unquote open their options, which okay, and explore, which once again okay, and be open to love, which once again okay, right? And this will allow for the not racist, not colorist, not texturist, not featurist, not misogynistic, not anti-black. It's a lot on that list. Not patriarchal, generous, attractive, funny, tall. Oof. It's a lot on that list. Intelligent, non-black man to engage with these black women. Oh, well, right. Huh. This is just black women engaging with racial hypergamy, everyone. We cannot expect black women. There's very few Chrissies. There's very few Chrissies. There's very few Real Talk with Yanni that's just going to come up straight up the middle and say, look, man, the lifestyle. Like Yanni said, what's the incentive? I want to be a kept woman of leisure. Very few. Look at how these women frame it. The way Madison Brown framed it is pretty much the exact way that Amanda Marianne framed it. Especially center left black women, of course they're gonna frame it like this. We've carried the black community on our back. Black men, for whatever reason, mainly because of their own anti-blackness, aren't marrying us. They make fun of our hair. They make fun of our skin tone. They got a color complex. They got a shade of black complex, right? And so we're gonna quote unquote explore our options. We cannot expect black women to just come up straight through the middle and, for the most part, sound like Chrissy or Real Talk with Yanni, and definitely not like Cynthia G or Lexus Exodus. Yes, absolutely. This is just a woman thing, right? And Spademan says, right, by her logic, the answer is to date the group of men responsible for crippling black men. Yes, and because you got to remember, in these people's mind, they say black community, but they really mean black women. Black men are just this kind of add-on, right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, Gold Professor, right? Oh, how did I forget? Once again, let's not forget, Gold Professor was the first person to suggest that Mr. Z start his channel, which I eventually did. So y'all send all y'all hate mail to Gold Professor. I don't forget to say that. But yeah, Spain Man, of course. Like that's duh, right? That's a woman thing. They don't care how you got to the finish line. Are you at the finish line or are you first, second, or third? Right? And especially when even by Miss Madison Brown's own words, right? Essentially her saying put yourself first. So of course they don't care about none of that. Absolutely not. Right? Thank you. And this is my point, Ishmael, exactly. And Ishmael says black women have redefined the black community and black men are not a vital part. It's black women and some black children, mainly the girls. I agree. Right? That's what it is. So like, you know, even the white man, for the most part, depending on your black woman, she realizes that she's a part of his world. But don't think that some of these black women aren't egotistical maniacs, and they just see him as a person that's about their self-aggrandizement. Look at what I can do. I can pull me a white man. Dr. Thunder said, not mainly the girls, only the girls. Goddamn. Good point. And Dr. Thunder says, because the boys will become men. Good point. Good point. Right. So Ms. Madison Brown is just engaging in racial hypergamy from a left-leaning perspective. But if y'all can remember, what did I say about the light-skinned mixed African sister that's on the right? What's her name? Amanda Eki. I can't remember. Okay, I can't remember how to pronounce that. Right. We're just gonna call her the Amanda lady. What does she do? She's from the right. She's right-leaning, right? Politically right-leaning. So, as I said, when it comes to defecating on black men, either way, right? From the left, you have Amanda Marianne, you have Madison Brown, and then from the right, you have Miss Amanda, and both of them are saying the same thing about black men. Oh, excuse me, not both of them. All of them are saying the same thing about black men. Yeah, the ex-PragerU chick. I didn't even know she's no longer on PragerU, right? But all of it is racial hypergamy. Pick me, white man. But pick me, white man. But black women, don't look desperate in begging white men to pick you. And that's what your little disclaimer at the end was, Miss Madison Brown. Don't put white men on a pedestal. Ma'am, you just spent 20 minutes defecating on black men. right? You just spent 20 minutes defecating on black men and quote unquote explaining, right? Air quotes, explaining why black women are engaging with the swirl, which really was defecating on black men for 20 minutes. And then you spend a couple minutes telling black women, don't look desperate and needy for non-black men. If you don't get out of here. Thank you. And then Dr. Thunder says, because the bootstrap bro pathology is strong over there. And that followed, we get it from the left and the right. A lot of the dusty ninja rhetoric comes from the right. Yep. Right. And no placeholder says, contribution to the black men's image defense fund, hysterical. Hashtag SYSBM. Yeah, because with the onslaught from women with over 400,000 subscribers, like Miss Madison Brown, it's a constant onslaught. And whether it's, once again, dear black women, you realize y'all been talking about black men like this for decades, and them white girls are still going. The white girls and the Latinas and the Asian women are still going. Yes, even some Asian women. Y'all been engaging in this character assassination of black men for decades, and the white women are still going. Look, the divorce rate for white women, black men, is higher than the divorce rate for black women, white men, and the white women are still going. Right? Thank you, Trill. Latinas are lining up. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat. No placeholder. Oh, this is another one. Okay, no placeholder says American black women used abortion to select why 2 million more black women. Ooh, good point. I don't know how true it is that, because I don't. By the time you could tell the child's gender, right? Child's sex, better yet. But like, there's been more abortion of black boys than black girls. I've heard this multiple times. I haven't looked it up, and I don't know how you would be able to tell before determination. Right? I thought like by the time you could tell the sex of the child, it was already too late to engage in a, as Corey Holcomb said, the baby yank. It's so morbid. Right? The vacuuming of the child, right? Corey saying stuff sometimes, I'm telling you. It is selective breeding, Dr. Thunder. Absolutely. They don't want to say that part out loud, though. Right. And once again, thank you for the other super chat, no placeholder. Right. And Gold P says Travis Kelce told all of them what her worth and position is. The refusal to accept it is purely on them. Yeah. Absolute. That's so messed up. It's so messed up. That's what's so funny. Oh, that's hysterical. Oh, it's messed up, but it's so funny. Not. Oh, now we go straight. This is hell. We are in hell now. We are in hell. We are in hell, and this is Corey Holcomb's lane right here. This is Corey Holcomb's lane, but we are in hell. This is the one-way ticket. Forget the train to Georgia. The train to hell. Oh. Shout out to Gladys Knight. Trell says, fetus yeetus, not the fetus yeetus. The fetus yeetus. That's so messed up. It's funny. Oh, not abortion jokes. Oh, not abortion jokes. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh man, the fetus yeetus. Oh, Corey said, you the only killer in the car. I don't want to hear all that killing. You got all this 50 Cent on. You just came from the hitman's office. You the only killer in the car. Oh, I gotta go watch that clip now. Oh, I gotta go watch it now. I have to go watch that clip now. Oh. It's funny because it's true, right? Hysterical. Now, Trell killed me this morning. That one right there, the fetus eaters. And I think I'm laughing because it's so messed up. I'm picturing the doctor flinging the baby like Uncle Phil, right? And Jazzy Jeff. Like, that's why. Like, and it's so messed up. Because once I heard yeet, like, I thought about the fling. And that's so, oh, why did my mind go there? That's so messed up. Oh, so messed up. Oh, man. Trell. Now I'm sitting next to Trell in Hades. In hell. Damn, that was hysterical. That was hysterical. Oh man. Dr. Thunder said HE double hockey sticks. Dr. Thunder, don't act like you're not laughing over there in the background. It's so messed up. Oh, we saying in hell right now. Oh, we in hell. Oh, we're in hell. Oh, we're in hell. We're in hell. Trell got me in hell. Oh man. And Go P, you're right about the Travis Kelce thing. Travis Kelce told him. Tell him. He showed them through action. He showed them through action. Right? Which is, I mean, but when you believe, as Namus said, which logic to a narrative? The narrative, right? Oh, absolutely, Dr. Thunder. And Dr. Thunder says, "Good show, Z. We should collaborate again soon." And yeah, Dr. Thunder, I'm about to end out in minutes, and everyone to over to you. But yeah, Travis Kelce showed these people through action, right? He showed the ladies through action what it was, what he thinks, how he moves. But a lot of white dudes. That's why I bring up Paul Ryan all the time, and Kid Rock, and Machine Gun Kelly. Right? The Indian cat that was married to the black young lady, I think she has a little hair business, right? What do we think? We think he's going to end up with another black woman? Possibly. Is it possible? It's possible. Is it likely? Probably not. Right? Probably not. So once again, this black women are engaging in these situations and then think we don't know. Black women, we know. We know about the white dude you cheat on your boyfriend and your husband with. The Latino dude. We know. Thank you, Saint Cyr. And Saint Cyr says, MGK got a black baby mama, didn't marry her, laughing my butt off, went straight to the premium milk Megan Fox. Not only that, y'all forgot the Machine Gun Kelly. Wasn't it Machine Gun Kelly? Wasn't he the one that was on the red carpet speaking to that black pundit or whoever she was about head and how black women give the best head? Wasn't that Machine Gun Kelly that not news anchor, but like this kind of she was interviewing all of those celebrities at on the red carpet. This is forever ago. This is pretty much when Machine Gun Kelly came out, right? When he first blew up. right? Was it not? Yeah. So thank you, Ishmael. Yeah, yeah. Black women give the best head. Well, you haven't been with one since your baby mama, now have you? Right? Okay, entertainment correspondent. Thank you, Trill. Yeah, that entertainment correspondent interviewing, and they're over here having a whole conversation about who give the best head, and he's saying black women. Well, and let that be a lesson of black women that the vagina still don't keep the white man. Go ask Bill Clinton. Ooh, goddamn, Z. Ooh, it's never been confirmed, but we all know it's true. Huh? So yeah, Gold P, yeah, the Travis Kelsey showed them through action. Other white men have showed them through action. Other white men have shown them through action. Other Latino men have shown them through action. That Latino coach from, what was it, down here in South Florida? Was it a Dolphins coach or a Marlins coach? That the little Haitian black girl was having sex with, and he was over here sniffing cocaine off of her and whatever, whatever. Wasn't he married? Was that man not married and he was cheating on his wife with a black woman? Come on, man. Oh, I never knew this. Oh no, Dusty Hotep. What? No way. Because Mitch McConnell is currently married to an Asian woman. Let me find out. Oh, racist turkey neck. I ain't even gonna talk about his health. I'm not even gonna do that. Now that's a straight way to hell, right? Not turtle faced turkey neck ass Mitch McConnell. Don't tell me he used to date a black woman, pipe a black woman. Oh yeah, I remember this. When the black woman was looking at him, the other black woman that was looking at him like, yo, like, this is what y'all doing right now? Exactly, only logical quote unquote date. And Phantom Clutch says Machine Gun Kelly almost called that black woman a ninja bee. He caught himself. Yeah, I remember that clip. Yep. But yeah, Dusty Hotep, I never knew this. Is this true? Not freaking Mitch McConnell, bum ass. Right? So Miss Madison Brown, and then Miss Madison Brown is an attractive woman. That's an attractive young black woman, bruh. See, so, and that's another thing. So you have black women whose experiences are not exactly the same, and yet they still talking like. See, this is how you know it's really about the sisterhood. This is why they celebrate when they see a black woman with a white man. God forbid this is a black man, excuse me, a white man with a couple of dollars, with a little bit of status. This is why they celebrate. Miss Madison is doing the sisterhood's dirty work. A 25-minute long hit piece on black men with a BS disclaimer in there. Right? Yeah, I haven't. And Philip D says, Z, you haven't brought up DJ Kid or Diplo from South Carolina who infected 690 plus black women with HIV. Yeah, I didn't. Did she really? Compassionate said she said loyalty 96 times. Nah, no way. No way. Wow. Oh, Split Jim said, no, for real. Yeah, and she has an important position in the Department of Transportation. Split Jim, do you know how many puns are in there? Do you understand how many puns are in your statement right now? The little jump off from Mitch McConnell, black jump off from Mitch McConnell, has an important position in the Department of Transportation. Man. I'm sorry. That's my 12-year-old mind. That's the 12-year-old mind right there. That's the 12-year-old mind. That's the mom jokes mind. Y'all all engaged in it. The mom yeah. There's so many puns in there. Yeah. The 13-year-old me would have, yeah, we would have ate that sentence up, right? Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And he's married to a white woman. I saw that. And St. Cyr says on Twitter, black women around the world were jumping and clapping that Simon Cowell was with a black woman. Keyword was because he only dated her and went and married a white woman. They felt validated through it. Bro, pathetic. But once again, thank you for the super sticker, no placeholder. Um, but once again, that's what happened when you do this kind of like political interracial relationship thing, right? Where swirling and divestment is like a political movement. It's a movement. That's why when you listen to black women speak, they talk about black women in luxury movement, right? Oh yeah, good point. Strom Thurmond too. You could be a flaming racist segregationist and still have a black baby mama. Oh, and a mixed child daughter, right? Huh? Huh? Right? Somebody said Condoleezza a little while ago, and that's great because this is a very talented, educated, supremely disciplined black woman who never got married and has no children. And the black woman with her same last name, no relations, Susan Rice, another talented, educated, connected. Her family come down a long line of these types. Susan Rice, married to a white man with her old ass looking son. Huh? We got the message, black women. We got it. Oh wow. And better you said, I went to school with Strom Thurmond and General Wade Hampton's descendants. Them boys was black as the ace of spades. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, that's Susan Rice. And Ishmael said, who came for Snoop Dogg and tried to emasculate him publicly, but that's her job. Isn't it? Isn't that her job? Isn't that your job, Miss Susan Rice? To regulate the Negroes? And when I say Negroes, that's not the word I really want to use, and I mean black men. Isn't that all of y'all job? Isn't that your job, former President Barack Obama? Isn't that your job, Oprah? Wasn't that your job, Tiffany Cross? Isn't that your job, Simone Sanders? Isn't that your job? Is to regulate the Negroes? Once again, I mean black men. Isn't that your job? Isn't that your job, Jay Z? God damn, Z. Huh? Isn't that your job? Yeah, that same Susan Rice. All of these black people, once they get a little bit of prominence, what's going on, Steve Harvey? That's their number one job is to regulate the Negroes. Right? Oh yeah, good point. Don't forget Kamala Harris. Exactly. Willie Brown. Right? Huh. And a split Jim says, and thank you for the super chat. Gender recognition can be determined as early as 12 weeks, on average 16 weeks. Okay, okay, right, right. Huh. I didn't know it was that early. Okay. Now what y'all said makes even more sense, right? Just saying. Cynthia G, maybe black women were already engaging in the abort black male babies. You just said the quiet part out loud. God damn, Z. Have you ever considered that? Right? Have you ever considered that? Maybe you just said the quiet part out loud. Maybe black women were already engaging in the aborting black male babies. Huh? Uh-oh. Huh? However they want to rationalize it. Why would I bring him in? And it might be some of what you said. Why would I have a black male baby if they're not going to get rich and save their mama with a football contract, with a basketball contract? Huh? Or even if they said, "What? Okay, fine. Let's be a little bit more quote unquote generous. Why would I bring a black boy into this world that black women like me are going to call him ain't ish? Ooh. And now white society is going to try to kill. Yikes. Right? Right? Huh. That part. And once again, thank you for the super. A split gem and all says, with a net worth of $1,700, when does the luxury movement start? Mr. Allspads, that's because it's supposed to be your job. It's supposed to be black men's job. It's black men's job to put black women in that position. And because black men haven't put black women in that position, they're not in that position. That's black men's fault. This is why black women are swirling, sir. Because dusty loser black men aren't elevating black women to the position of upper middle class and rich and elite white women. Thank you, compassionate. It starts on your dime, Allspads. Right? Exactly. Right? Exactly. And Spanman says, hence Jermaine was born. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I saw this. It's so insane. I showed my lady this, right? And Ishmael said, women are asking men to pay them now monthly to date. We are truly experiencing the end times. No, this is black women are still holding on to neoliberal ideas. Like when you hear those of us on the left speak about late stage capitalism, everything has a price tag. When we say that, we're talking about like you put a price tag on everything. Neoliberalism is a market based valuation of everything. And if you notice, like when you notice like these subscriptions, because like Volvo does it, right? And like even when it comes to like bundling your car insurance with your car payment and all this other stuff, you look at all these microtransactions that we're doing with subscription services. When you look at like commodifying everything, that's the other word I want to use. When you look at what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, the industry I'm looking for. Instacart, stuff like that, right? Yeah, putting a price tag on everything and commodifying everything. So yeah, black women are going to tell you, yeah, you got to pay them a month to be in a situation with them. I saw that Medium Man clip where homegirl speaking about $60,000 a year, and I was waiting for Medium Man to say like that's $5,000 a month. She's talking about like spending on BS. That lady talking about $5,000 a month on whatever, shopping, going out, whatever. on entertainment. $60,000 a year, that's $5,000 a month on entertainment. And yeah, she looked good for ish for 52, but not $60,000 a year in entertainment money. Good for 52? Absolutely not. Right? I like that. Allspass says gynocrat equals broke neo limousine liberals. Where they have BS leftist policies that don't actually stand up to anything. Allspan said these black women are paper tiger leftists. Right? They're fair weather leftists. Trell said that's more than my mortgage. Yep. Trell, $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year in entertainment budget. And Kendra G was saying, "Oh wow, that's he got to be earning $250,000." I'm like, yeah, maybe even $500,000. $60,000 a year on entertainment. Even at $250,000 a year, you still cutting it way close, right? That's crazy talk. Man. And Spain Man said, a friend of mine is a dentist and called me a few nights ago to go on a Black Manosphere rant about that same conclusion he came to, and he doesn't even watch the Black Manosphere. But look, I ain't even gonna read that out loud, Leon. That's hysterical, and it's true. It's probably true, right? And Leon be killing me, right? But yeah, no, I mean, like I said it, like one of my Latino coworkers, right? His son is what, 15 years old, and his son listens to Andrew Tate, and like, dear ladies, the boys are watching y'all, right? The boys are watching y'all. The boys are listening to you. The boys are listening to the girls in their same age cohort. The reason why they gravitate to Andrew Tate is because they would rather gravitate to Andrew Tate. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm gonna say it, brother FD, than FD Signifier. When they listen to FD Signifier talk, when they listen to Professor Odie talk, when they listen to Consciously talk, they hear someone that says, ignore the bad behavior of women and eat it. Marry them anyway. Date them anyway. Have sex with them anyway. And come up with all type of weird ass excuses for why she's an asshole. Why she's mean. Right? So of course they're going to listen to Andrew Tate that says, no, work on yourself, get this money, work on your body, be a man's man, and then she'll gravitate to you, and then she will adhere to your will. What young man, 16, 17, 18, 20, 25, isn't going to gravitate to a message like that compared to a message that says, well, you got to understand all these other forces and extenuating circumstances for why she's a mean asshole. Right? Saint Cyr said that lady was smoking dope saying that. Hysterical. Oh, Spain Man, yeah, it's another way of saying alpha your way through it. It's the leftist way of saying alpha your way through it. And Spain Man also says, show grace because she's a victim of white supremacy. Exactly right. Exactly. Right. But on that note, everyone, okay, we gotta end out. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great, great rest of y'all day. We will pause right here. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Osbez, once again, thank you for the super chat. And for the love of God, so y'all don't sound like Miss Madison Brown. Miss Madison Brown, young lady, no. You didn't even do your research. You didn't even do your research. That lets you know how serious the narrative is that Black men are these loser bums that's just holding, when I say holding down, I mean like an anchor, pulling down on Black women's success. And that narrative it has so permeated and is so pervasive in the Black community that Black people, that's Black men and Black women, recite this BS that's factually inaccurate. I want to say that again. It's factually inaccurate. It's factually inaccurate that Black women are so super loyal to Black men. They're not. They just don't have the options, the choices. Then number two, that Black women earn more than Black men. No, Black women have more institutional education in this white dominated society. But Black men earn more than Black women. Point blank, period. And have always earned more than Black women. But once again, as neighbors said before, what's logic to a narrative? And on that note, everyone, y'all have a great, great, great rest of y'all day. I will pause right here. Y'all go check out Dr. Thunder. After that, the Roger Report, other Black Manosphere content. Please, for the love of God, other non-Manosphere content, so y'all don't sound like Miss Madison Brown. And shout out to Ed, shout out to Big Kev, shout out to Allspeds and everyone that shouted me out in Ed's comment section. And I will catch y'all later. Mr. Z out.